All right, we're live. Speaking of, We're Live's doing its final thing.
Oh, are they?
Did you see that? They're,
No.
I think I want to say they might be kickstarting or something. Their final, just it's like the last We're Live stuff they're ever doing, like the
Mm.
finale of it all. Um, and you can also buy. I don't know if you cared about Audible or you do any of the, if you like buying that stuff, but um, it's also on Audible now if you want to buy it.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll take a look. I got some Audible credits laying around. I subscribed to that for a little while because the wife loves audiobooks. So,
Also, I was told, whenever you get Audible, in fact, I'm gonna make a note of it now because I'm gonna do it right after the podcast 'cause I always forget. Uh, always download your audiobooks, because Audible will delist shit and you just do not get it.
yeah, I do that anyways.
Okay.
I'll download them and tear out the DRM and throw them on my server.
Yeah. So, all right. Live here. Let's see. So the girlfriend gets hella points just on her cards for flights, and I guess she also has been wanting to do Disney World. So she's just like, and that's I guess that's people's perks about dating a teacher because you just know you have like a vacancy of 2 months of my life to just plan whatever the fuck you want. I'm like, whatever, okay. Um, so she's like, hey, 9 days in June, block these out. We're going to Disney World. I'm like, okay. So
It's like hell yeah.
yeah, she just texted me, hey, here's the Disneyland tickets. We're going this date. I'm like, cool. Sign me up, I guess. I'm going to Florida. All right. All right. Let's just jump into it, David.
Jump up and get down.
Yeah. And I wish I reminded you because I remembered a little earlier. I was gonna say let's just list off our favorite games from last year, but fuck it, we'll just list off our favorite games, just whatever.
Ah, that was one of the other stories I forgot to throw in there. That's fine.
What was it?
I have it pulled up in another tab. We'll get to that when we get to the stories.
Cool. Um, let's see before I get started. Um, all right, let's go. Welcome to the Blue Reeds Podcast, episode number 244. I'm Adrian. That's David over there. Speaking of being old in podcasts, like no one was talking about that actually, but speaking of, uh, shouts to Victor Lucas. I hope he said something. He posted 6 hours ago. Hey, let me know if you want me to be on a guest on your podcast, radio, TV, news show, whatever. I'm looking to I'm going to have something really cool to share soon. I want to make some time to talk to people about it. Of course, we can talk about games, movies, whatever. And I messaged him about half an hour, about an hour ago. I interviewed you for a podcast way back in 2009 when I was your 500th follower. Would love to have another one with you. And he liked it just now. So
Hell yeah.
that'd be dope to talk to Victor Lucas again. That was fun. Um, David, how's your week been? Oh, actually, fuck it. This is a video game podcast. We go live on YouTube every Tuesday. We talk about video games, talk about other stuff. We'll get derailed real easily. That's how it is. We also do this thing called Games Gone By, which very soon. Not, I don't know. I can't give you a TBA. I will give you like a week heads up announcement when the service is up. But like, I am in the process of cataloging those, and they are on a separate channel now, ready for a podcast feed. They're uploaded. They do need to be edited slightly still, just because of weird recording issues. But very close to just having that separate feed, and then we'll start trucking along, and then episodes will eventually catch up to us. So David and I will be recording just still consistently on our own. There's no real time frame. These things are the cool thing about Games Gone By is since it's a video game book club, it's kind of an evergreen show, which is fun. So it does not matter when we post it up, honestly. and those will go up when they are. Kel's in the chat. Let's go. Kel's also going to be on an episode of Games Gone By soon, whenever Neo gets done with that, which should be hopefully soon, so we can gush
Hell
about
yeah.
Persona 5 Royal finally. Other games that we're going to be talking about are going to be Black Mesa, 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, Phoenix Wright, Cooks Are Delicious, Enter the Gungeon, and Yakuza 0, along with the fan choice, which that'll get pushed back, but hopefully gives enough wiggle room to advertise that. And is there anything else? Nope. David, all right, now, how was your week?
Fucking busy.
I just cut you off just to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, your February's already fucked. We mentioned that, but you're almost at the end of it though.
We're at the tail end. A lot of the shenanigans that have been going on are just about done wrapping up. But yeah, no, it's been a busy fucking month, my friend.
Do you have free time Saturday?
No.
Okay, so how about the following Saturday? I want to
Your
play
mileage
Tekken,
may
David. I've
vary.
not fucking played Tekken.
I know
like,
you
at all.
do. My weekends have been continuously spoken for a lot of shit.
Okay,
so
well,
that's
we
part of
need
the
to figure out a
problem.
time because I've literally not played Tekken. I've actually I said literally I've probably played about a solid 20 minutes of Tekken 8 since it's released.
I mean, I'm gonna spoil something for right now. I haven't played fucking anything, so I mean.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Is I want us to play it as fresh and brand new as possible. So I've been avoiding that as much as I've been eager to like try story mode or something. I've been avoiding it. So you give me the word, the signal, the bat signal about when we're playing this game, so I can do that because I would like to start streaming it and grinding it out.
I'm gonna say that maybe Wednesday night, not this coming Wednesday, but next Wednesday, we might be able to do something. I'm taking that day off work to take care of some other shit, but I might be able to use that evening to do other things.
Okay, it'll be around 8 o'clock your time then, because I do coach
right.
that day after work.
That's fine.
Cool. All right. Yeah, Kel said get on it.
Get on these nuts.
Got him. So busy week. I get that. I'm assuming then you haven't played anything then when we get to that segment.
Yeah, like I literally just said, I have not played fuck all this week.
Fair. I was telling David about some stuff. I've been anxious. It's grind time. We have about 8 days, not even technically around 7 days left for my students to submit their films. Did have a lot of good news though. I think I appeased the gods today because I've been waiting for multiple replies on equipment. Just they've been in limbo for a long time now, and they both just happen to come in the same day. So put a big $6,500 order on some equipment. I was ready to sink about another $7,000 on computers to help the students edit, and I got those computers approved, and I got them free of charge, which is hella good. So what is the best feeling in the world is having an excess amount of money and trying to find things to spend it on now. So I am literally just like perusing. I'm like, will I ever need a professional 3D camera? Maybe. So put that on the list. So that's what life has been the last like 7 hours. I'm just looking at this website, just like, all right, what is something that we might use eventually somewhere down the line? All right, give me 3 of them just because I don't know if they'll break. So it's good times. Let's see. But other than that, planning trips and stuff. I need to start planning out Evo. I've been talking to Kels a little bit about that. I've been still competing. I did Smash again. I competed again. Got 5th place. Fine with that.
Good shit.
I have been studying now, which is weird. It just feels weird to do that. Like I have not delved into this world in a long time, but now it's like, all right, cool. So I sat down and just watched a handful of Mega Man VODs, but been watching my own VODs. And I should say, take it back. I study for the students now. I study for my players. So I'm like, all right, let's watch yours. But I never study for myself to like, all right, what do I need to do? Because I just didn't have time. I just don't compete. But now I'm like, all right, since I am competing now, what can I do? And yeah, the some little things. I went on a little tangent this morning because I had free time in the morning before work. So like, yeah, I just talked about Mega Man for a while and found out Mega Man's were doing stuff that I was doing last game, but I just thought they just didn't work because I'm stupid. So I'm like, cool. So I'm gonna start messing with that some more, which is fun. Uh, I just I'm tempted to stream Smash, but the reason why I don't play Smash or Overwatch is because those take up valuable time that I could spend beating games that I need to very, very desperately start knocking off the backlog. It is so easy for me to sit down and play 6 or 7 hours of Overwatch or Smash when I could have spent 6 or 7 hours knocking off something off the backlog. We talked about this before, but it's an issue. But I do want to start practicing more, so that will happen. Um, but yeah. So you didn't play anything this week. Well, actually, we talked about what'd you get? Did you get anything this week?
I got more stuff from my buddy that is giving me games. I'd have even more, but he is currently on a little bit of a vacation right now. But we got good old Mass Effect 2.
I love the cover. The cover's so cheesy, but I love it.
I dig it. Mass Effect 1.
Terrible game, but hey, it's cool.
Infinite Undiscovery. Tales of Vesperia. Tales of Legendia.
Nice.
And the original Grim Grimoire.
Nice.
And that is all I got. It was free shit.
Hell yeah.
Just hand it to me.
I I think I bought anything physical. I did get this game called House Party, which I'll talk about now because I played it last night. I don't know why this game I just randomly stumbled across this game where it's a very crude humored game where it's like I guess it's just procedural generator or something like that. I don't know, but you're at a party, and you can go around just doing shit and you kind of like interact with people, maybe sleep with them. You can take off your clothes and just see what people's reactions are. It's one of those dumb games. Uh, There's just one guy there who just like threatens to kick anyone's ass who's drunk because he doesn't like drunk people. And there's one guy who everyone thinks is a perv, but but he is drunk. So every once in a while, I just walk up to that guy. I'm like, "Hey, he smells like alcohol." He's like, "I'm gonna fucking kick his ass." And he just runs out there, just knocks him out. I don't know. It was stupid as hell, but I had fun with it. So shout outs to House Party. It's like it's half off. It's like 12.50 on Steam right now. Let's see. More near. I didn't realize how much a hassle it was gonna be to get the fucking weapons. I'm so tired. Dude. I have PTSD every time I have to write down a goddamn weapon list. I swear to God. I thought I was done. I was like, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. We got done with C. It's like now it's just trickling things off. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to get to the Emil mission, which I've never done. So I take it back. When you said you remember anything Emil that happened with Emil, I don't think I do. So that'll be a brand new discussion whenever that happens.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
wild.
which
Now that you have the proper context,
I have literally the context of 4 games now, like to supplement that, which is gonna be fun. But yeah, and I was like, oh, I have to get all the weapons. I spent time grinding to fucking upgrade them. I'm like, oh, I looked at 56% of the weapons. I'm like, oh fucking hell. So I'm now grinding that out. So that's the thing. I'm so tired. I'm like ready to do this. Not I love Nier, but I after what? This has been my hyperfixation for about a solid about a month now.
like 4.
No, it's been 2 months now, right? Because it was the end of December.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not burning out, but I'm neared out. Just like, all right, cool. I'm now ready to put this away because I'm gonna come back to it in a couple weeks, probably when the reincarnation final chapter comes out.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, cool. Ready to put that away for now. And I have an idea. I was like, you know what? I was thinking about it. I was like, I want a new tattoo. And I have a good idea for a Nier one. So I'm gonna do that soon. And it got bumped up my priority list because I was gonna get my sleeve sometime, but I was like, no, I like this idea more. So
The meal doing a goatsy.
yeah, here you go. What did I looked up? Why do cats show you their butthole? And it's like that kind of the version of their handshake. And I think I read top comment was, we really had that goatsy guy all wrong, huh? Oh man. Kelton, I have a mad hankering or a mad tattoo hankering too. It must be in the air. Yeah, I've been really eager to get one, but I've just not had one since I think 2019. Uh, so I'm long past due one. I'm gonna get one.
I might bite the bullet and get mine next year.
You know what you're gonna get?
I have a concept for one. I've always liked the.
Can you get your
idea-
hell yeah face on you like Steve-O?
No, no. No, I've had an idea for since I was a teen what I would want for a tattoo, but it's a back of the neck tattoo, and I've worked in corporate environments my whole life, so I haven't wanted to get it. But I'm at that point that I don't fucking care.
Is it a barcode?
I'll ever be. No.
All right.
No, I've always wanted like a cyberpunk style brain jack in the back.
Nice.
So it's one of those things. The buddy of mine that I actually went to school with got it before I did, and I was kind of fucking jealous of it. But no, I've always held off because of corporate style work, but I'm at the point I don't think I'll ever be in a position where I'll fucking care.
No
anymore,
one. I don't think anyone gives a shit anymore. Anyone that gives a shit is like hella boomery.
So I'm probably gonna look into it. I was contemplating it this year because I'm getting a hefty fucking tax return, getting like 4K back this year.
Oh, word.
Yeah, because of the tax rebate for my electric vehicle.
Nice. I need to do my
Government's
taxes.
like,
Sorry, go ahead. No, you're good. You're good.
No, it's good. The government's like, oh, you're trying to be better for the environment. Have a fucking healthy ass tax break. So I got a hearty fucking amount coming back, but no, it's gonna be used for house shit. So
I got a sneak
fun
peek.
stuff can come next year.
I got a sneak peek of my bonus pay for doing all this extra work, and it's not like a lot of money. It really isn't. I'm a teacher, but like it's enough money where I looked at the girlfriend meeting. I'm like, guess what? What? I was like, I looked at the bonus pay I'm gonna get. She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. And guess what? What? I'm gonna get that a meal head. First thing I thought of, I'm like, I want that. I want that helmet. That helmet, dude. It's. I don't think it's gonna fit in these things, so it's gonna have to probably go up here.
No,
If it fits in here though,
not if you want a wearable one, at least.
I mean, these are all wearable.
For an Emil head though, because of the density of the
Yeah, no,
outside.
that's what I'm thinking. Well, see, here's the thing: is like the Fallout one, it almost fits. The issue is that the little like the tubes things are a little bit too wide. So like these things are actually like kind of spacey, but I don't think it's gonna fit. If it does, I'm like I don't even. I'm kind of almost on like front and center right here. I'll probably bump the Ant-Man up here. Mando probably get moved somewhere, and then I'll probably put that meal right there. But I'm excited because I've got a helmet in shit. 2019, I think my Doom helmet.
Oh shit, it's been a while then. Goddamn.
Or no. What was when did Mass Effect remaster come out?
I think 2020-ish.
Yeah, so that might have been the Mass Effect one because yeah, the Mass Effect's one right here. It's been a long time. I want some new helmets, and I was like, I really want to. I'm kind of over the statues. We talked about this a long time ago. I'm kind of over the statue things. So I'm like, I might keep one, but I'm like, I don't mind getting rid of these the Tracer and Genji statue too. So we'll see. Because I prefer this whole thing was like a helmet wall. That's fine with me. That's dope. I like a good helmet wall. That's fun. But statues, they're okay, I guess. I'm kind of bored of them. But yeah, so bonus pay for Blue Rupees. Let's go. David, I swear to God, if you don't buy a fucking microphone with your goddamn pay, I'm gonna be really upset. All you need is one of these.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I will do that when I get my.
All you need. I'm serious, Dave. I'm not memeing. I know you want to buy a high end thing, but the problem with that, the more high end you're gonna need, you need to tinker around with it a lot constantly to constantly manage things. It's not worth it. I promise you. I'm not memeing. You're laughing at me. I'm not being.
I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at myself because I know myself, and I'm gonna try really hard to not go over the top with it.
No, like don't, because the problem is I can tell you now, you're gonna go over the top with it, but it's gonna be so over the top, it's gonna come out worse than you think. Because it's not gonna be good. You're gonna have to manage. You're gonna have to micromanage all that stuff. And guess what? If it's a higher end microphone, you're gonna need to pad your walls because it's gonna pick up everything.
True.
Get this. I promise you, this thing is fine. This thing's great. I love this thing. It works out perfectly. Get this thing. I'll give you a link when that happens.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I'm getting ready to purchase.
Same thing. Like I was like, I need to figure this thing out. I don't know. I don't want to, but I've been tempted to just try it out. But apparently, I guess a lot of people just use their cell phones as webcams now.
Yeah, it's a super common thing now.
Yeah, which makes sense because right, your phone's the best camera you can have, like by far.
Especially if you have iPhones.
Yeah, which I do. I don't want to use my that for that, but I'm contemplating it because, like I said, we have this dumb blue. You can't tell with my hand on it, but like there's this blue spot on my camera we discovered like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna look at new webcams because webcams are nice and nifty. It's right here. It's done. It's good enough quality. I don't think about it, which is probably gonna happen again. I'm just gonna probably just invest in another one. But if I could find a really easy way to just like pop that in and use that as the feed, maybe I save myself the money and get that because it would be good quality for me to do other stuff. But I digress. And yeah, because I mentioned all this stuff too because I talked about it. Helldivers being down for 95 hours was the best thing to happen to me productivity wise because I sat at my computer for the first time not able to play a game and no one was on and I wasn't really distracted and I had to sit down there watching for the queue. So I ended up just cleaning things up. I got a hard drive connected. I moved all my videos and podcast backups to a hard drive. I was cleaning up the desktop. I was doing all this. I was like, oh, you know what? That was actually probably for the best. So big shout out. That's why that's why Games Gone By got into its own feed. I was like, you know what? Let me get to this finally. I got time. So shout outs. Speaking of Helldivers,
Yeah.
I was gonna play it this Friday, and then I guess Friends List were booked. So I hear it's fine now. I hear we're doing pretty good now. So I want.
Yeah, I think they upped the
to
cap.
800K.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely want to play that soon. So shout out to Kels. If we get that going soon, that'd be dope. Anything else I've been playing? I've been doing more Animal Crossing. I got the girlfriend in Animal Crossing, and she like I said, first time really playing video games. And so I realized Stardew Valley was probably a little bit too in depth for just starting out right away. She was upset because she accidentally threw away her fishing rod. So I was like, all right, let's start you off with this. So I got her into Animal Crossing. She's been playing a lot more Switch now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I've been playing a little more Animal Crossing to help her out. She was like, do you have any bells? And I'm like, yeah, here's your allowance. And I go into my thing. I'm like, I have 2 million bells. How much do you need?
I'm telling you, this is the gamer pipeline when you're trying to ease people into it. Start with Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Yes. But no, start with Animal Crossing. It'll give you the basics of, figuring out how to play a game. And then I tell you, you fucking go to Slime Rancher after that. Because that'll give you easy, stress-free way of learning a first-person action game dynamic.
Yes. I think it's on my Xbox. I'll have to check. I have it on Steam Deck, but I don't want to give her Steam Deck because Steam Deck is too unwieldy for brand new people, I believe. I think it's just...
I mean, it's just a hunkier fucking Switch.
For whatever reason, I don't know. I feel like the heftiness to it, the extra, the pedals in the back and like the track pads make it a little I mean, they feel great, right? But it just makes it feel a little too hefty, advanced. Like there's the simplicity of the Switch, right?
So hook it up to a TV and give her a fucking Joy-Con.
Well, I think I have an Xbox either way, as I'm saying. But let's see. What else? What other game did I have her play? I gave her. I bought this other game. It's one of the ones in the Humble Bundle right now, but I got her to play it. Wobble Dogs. You ever heard of that?
No.
That's a game where you just like it's like really stupid, dumb looking dogs, but you could like breed them and all this stuff, and like it'll come out like one dog looking like a slinky and stuff like that.
Oh, I think I have seen shit like that. It's got almost like a Fall Guys aesthetic. To it
Yeah,
or
the
something.
dorky like
Yeah.
colorful stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got her that a few weeks back too. She plays that a little bit. Yeah, so I'm figuring out this way of video games of how to get her to that because I do want her to play Stardew Valley. I think Stardew Valley is definitely the kind of game she'll want to like land up at. You know what? Also, surprise Super Princess Peach, huh? That comes out soon.
Yeah.
And then
I
Power
have my
World.
pre-order for it. Hell yeah! Shoutouts to that fucking game dropping off.
I mean, it was always going to, but hey, good shit to the success of that game though too.
I mean, it was always going to a degree, but people were talking about it like it had like fucking lasting power. It's like, nope.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a flavor of the month. Helldivers does not look like that though. Helldivers looks like it's gonna be around for a while.
I would hope so. It looks like a fun kind of game. I'll eventually get around to it. Probably when it's dead.
Do you hope Helldivers just becomes the segue or the gateway drug for EDF people?
I think people that use it as a gateway drug would probably be disappointed.
Damn right, David. Damn right.
They're only alike thematically. Other than that, they're entirely different games.
Then why are we not playing Helldivers instead?
Because I love EDF.
They're not close. You said they're not the same game.
Yeah. I love EDF. I don't have an interest in any other kind of third-person
You do hate
shooter.
democracy. I remember that.
I hate democracy. You heard it here first.
Can't believe you've done this. My wife's almost primarily a Nintendo gamer. She can't do FPS games. Says Kells. That's fair.
That's why you start her with Slime Rancher. Unironically, because that's what my partner does. She wanted to play Bioshock, and she started Bioshock and was like, "These controls are fucking absurd. I can't figure this out."
No, fuck it. Make
So
her
I'm
play
like,
GoldenEye. Make her play fucking Banjo Kazooie. Do it. Hey, we figured it out. They did.
We were young and had time.
Nah. Give her a 64 controller and tell her to figure it out.
Absolutely not. I love my partner too much for that. But no, unironically, Slime Rancher has been the great way to do it. You know, you turn the tar slimes off, but doing that, it gives you basically a free, safe way of getting used to doing basically first-person shooter controls. And then you also get cute little slime farming nonsense. Then from there, once you feel comfortable with those, then you can go back to those types of games.
Sure. I get it. Fuck it. 64 controller.
Fuck the police. Absolutely not. That controller is an atrocity.
Hey, I kind of want to jump into this conversation because
Jump into these nuts.
I saw Neo post about it. In fact, I'm gonna. I think it's still on my drafts. Is it? Yeah, I'm gonna. I forgot it was my drafts. So I just tweeted out right now because Neo also has the same idea too. Hey, with all this layoff shit, can we stop having bloated budget? And I guess I know it's already a thing, right? We're now experiencing the ramifications of it. The bloated budget games need to fucking stop. Same thing with the movies.
Yeah.
We need to stop making these $200-300 million movies and over even $100 million movies because what the fuck? I think we talked about this last week too. We don't need these things. I posted saying like, you know, Helldivers and Godzilla -1 are the best examples of like, hey, we don't need massive blockbuster things. Give us some small and sweet things. Let's see.
Yeah, there was murmurs that Spider-Man 2's budget was $300 million. There's absolutely no fucking reason for that. One, for what that game ended up being, especially. But it's also one of those things that's fucking unnecessary. There's no point to it. games do not need to be that. I get that companies feel like they need to, but then that's where we end up in this self-defeating cycle where it's like, oh, we got to make a huge game because that's what we think people need and want, and because we think it has to be this huge, we need to hit X sale numbers. But because we know we're not going to hit X sales numbers, we need to stealth in microtransactions after the fact because that needs to continue to support the development of the game. Fucking stop.
So, I want to pull out the Neo tweet and say that. So, this comes from the Eggman64 on Twitter, saying Sony needs to take a leaf out of Nintendo's book. Not every game has to be an epic AAA $300 million project that takes a whole generation to make. Smaller games with mid-sized budget focus on the art and creativity, more concrete genies, basically. Yes. And Neo responded back saying, "What's crazy, that's what Sean Layden was preaching for the longest. Those smaller titles that weren't successful, but since the bigger titles were smash hits, they inadvertently helped keep those games afloat. Different era for real." Which is true. Also, I feel like those games sedate people to be okay with the bigger things and less disappointed, right? When all you get from a studio is one output a year, or not one output a generation, it's like all eyes are on them to hit that. If they miss, they fucked up bad. If they miss off that one project, they're screwed. But that's
Case in point, Rockstar. They had Red Dead Redemption 2 as basically their one big release for this generation, and everything else has effectively been a shitty flop with their remasters of their older titles. So now we're looking at what's going to happen with GTA 6. I doubt they would fuck up GTA 6, but, however, if that game isn't fucking pristine at launch, the fucking field day that is going to be had with that.
Yeah, well, GTA Online, I think GTA 5 Online was borked for a while at 5's launch at least, but
but think about it. That's a game where people effectively have waited an entire console generation to get the next 2 console generations.
David, remember, GTA 5 came out on 360 and PS3.
Yes, that's why I said 1 initially, because it skipped PS4 for anything new for GTA.
Yeah.
Basically just got updated versions, but...
So, but here's the thing. So, Rockstar... I trust in Rockstar more. Yeah, because, I mean, Red Dead was phenomenal, and that was a hit all, like, among everyone that needed to hit, yes. I think, like, the thing that sticks out to me more is, like, Naughty Dog, for example. Or even Insomniac, sure. But Naughty Dog, let's take Naughty Dog, right? Last of Us Part 2 is decisive. That game is you can say what you want. Like it, hate it, whatever the fuck. It's decisive. Or people are indecisive about it. Like it's divisive. That's the word I'm using for, right? You have split everyone down the middle on this. When there was smaller outputs, you can deal with the things, right? When you had the Uncharted Lost Legacy, when you had Uncharted 4, sure. But even then, we're starting to get into that weird boat of like, all right, all these things are getting too big. But when you don't have like the little games in between to sedate us into that, all we're waiting, like, isn't the whole point this year, like, Sony has like what game coming out this year?
That's a good fucking question,
right? Like, that was they made that statement saying we have nothing, or like no existing IPs are gonna be like, so there might be a new IP this year, but like that's how fucked this boat is. And to be fair, Sony dug themselves in that hole, and I think the people that like that, again, like what you want, I guess, but like I think the whole third person narrative, I was preaching that. Go back to the podcast. I love that I can say, I love that we've gone this long, because I'm like, you go back and listen to me fucking say that, because you can.
Yeah.
But I was like, this third person narrative stuff, it just gets old. I'm sorry. Like, how many emotional stories can you tie to a third person action adventure game until I'm like, cool, got it.
Yeah,
understood.
We've had enough of these.
Yes. So, when that's the only thing you have, you're just banking on your team liking that. In fact, even like the Wolverine leaks, they looked so similar to Spider-Man, and it's like, all right, cool, we're gonna get more Spider-Man-esque stuff like that, I guess. Fun. But like when you had other stuff like this, and we don't even talk about like Concrete Genie. We can talk about like fucking like Patapon remastered, like anything like
Yeah.
that too. You just give us some like little things in between to keep your player base going, and then by the time we're like, oh cool, we just experienced like 2 or 3 small games that were super fun. Oh cool, it's time for Spider-Man 3 or whatever, right? Instead of like Spider-Man 2, cool. All right, I'm gonna wait here for 3 years until Spider-Man 3.
It's one of those things where even Harada recently touched on it, where he's like, "Hey, it used to be, back in the day, especially when we were developing, Tekken's 1 through 5, we just came up with ideas that sounded fun, and we were able to get away with just fucking running it. But the way that companies want things to be run now is you basically need to have like a procedural flow chart of everything you're intending to do and explain why it would be successful. You have so many board members that you have to answer to even create anything.
And
now.
it's so fucking backed up. When again, it's funny because I love when it backfires in those guys' face, right? Because they think they know, and then again, fucking Pokemon with guns comes out and just demolishes. Fucking Democracy comes out and fucking demolishes, right? It's so funny to me when it's like, no, you didn't know. You really didn't. You thought you did, but you didn't. All you're doing is creating this weird blockade of just like bloat, and now we got all these fucking layoffs now, which is tragic. We're I understand. I hope I know it's kind of an excuse, but I also understand it's also real too, where it's like people overhired during COVID. They just did. Like everything was booming
Yeah,
because
it
especially
was
video games.
pretendies.
Video games were bloated. Like we're like popping off because why? We're like, oh cool, I guess I'm stuck at home. Oh cool, this game came out that can keep me busy for about 3 weeks that I could spend $60 on and kill.
Yeah, can't go out to the movies, can't go out to, these outside events. What the fuck else do I do when I'm at home? I guess I play some video games.
Yeah, and pay $60 and kill like 2 or 3 weeks of this hellscape of being locked up. Cool, like that's great. Now that people can go places, video game bloat has been seen, and also this continuance of people are like, oh, we want a live service. Dude, there's only so much live services people can do. Even the ones that would like to play your game are not gonna because they're playing this other game right now, right? Like it's live services that make sense, especially with the FOMO bullshit, right? But somewhere along the line, people lost focus that even you know what even EA was actually pretty solid about that. I still feel like, you know what, and we think about it.
Oddly
Actually
enough, yeah.
think about it. Have you seen EA layoffs? I don't think I have.
I think we did but
we?
it wasn't like a tremendous amount. Certainly not to what we saw with Sony today of 900 fucking people.
Right, but like EA has also been like actively mentioning like, hey, we've been doing like the legend or the something of Avalon or whatever the fuck that game is, or I know I see random like EA original games. I'm like, oh, interesting. And then you get like the stuff like the Unraveled, right? Like you get the EA original stuff, and then It Takes Two, right? Like you get those kind of EA games in between all this stuff. And I think they even mentioned, they're like, hey, realistically, Madden pays the bill for all these games. But like,
yeah, so it looks like in 2023, they laid off 6% of their workforce.
oof, okay.
No exact numbers on that. I think maybe around 200 people.
That sucks though.
And then they actually apparently did announce yesterday that they're shutting down 2 of their mobile divisions.
Okay, that sucks then. I take that back. But at least I do see EA trying to do original stuff in between, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then we have the Activision layoffs as well happening right now. Yeah, we got a lot of layoffs, and the video game's kind of fucked right now. But I think everyone's perspective and idea of what games should go out are skewed. And again, people shit on Microsoft a lot for stuff like that. But hey, Pentiment, right? Hi-Fi Rush. I can promise you, 2 projects never would have happened under Sony. I can promise you, they would never fucking happened. They got shelved.
Right. No, when was the last time Naughty Dog did anything that at this point wasn't Last of Us?
Yeah, and then think about that. If anything Last of Us or
and
Uncharted.
before that, it was Uncharted.
Right.
Yeah.
When's the last time, right? Um, and I was talking to John when I was at the Smash tournament, venting literally about this too. But you know what? Shinji Mikami, shout outs to him, because right, like it Naughty Dog, again, I have my qualms and I talk my shit, sure,
Yeah.
but they do write stuff that people resonate with on the serious caliber. Okay, what the fuck ever. Um, but it does suck to know they're not gonna go back to the silly shit. They're not. Like, I'd be stunned if we like saw like a revival of Crash, or like the next IP was something like lighthearted. But like, shoutouts to Shinji Mikami. Like, he's like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. You thought we were gonna have Evil Within 3? Hi-Fi Rush. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, hell yeah, dude. Like, that's dope. And they came out well. Everyone liked it. It's doing great. Good shit. Like, can we like spice it up or something? Like, it's I just, I don't know. And that, again, people again want to shit on Microsoft or whatever, but like, even take the 4 games that they're putting out there, right? Sea of Thieves, Grounded, uh, Pentiment, and Hi-Fi Rush. Those are 4 drastically different styles of games. Give me 4 PS5 exclusive Sony published games that are starkly different from one another.
Also, for better for worse, Microsoft was until basically recently willing to be hands off with all their acquisitions and be like, all right, we trust you, just keep doing what you're doing and we'll fucking circle back if there's problems.
Obsidian has said Pentiment would not have happened if not for Microsoft, because like they're like, yeah, fuck it, do that weird like text-based game that you want to do. Fuck it, why not? Which shouts, I shouldn't, I fucking do not like shouting them out, but I'm gonna probably grab actually I might check right now. I do want to grab a copy of Pentiment on a limited run. I think that'd be good to have on the Switch. But yeah, I yeah, and to that point, I was gonna say, at least until recently, they were super independent. I do think they need some overhead though, because like they got acquired for a reason. They weren't doing well,
Yeah.
so let's probably make sure that they can get back on track to what they were doing. That was good, right? But I digress. I just don't think you're gonna. I don't think you're gonna see smaller things like that on Sony for a while. Like it's weird and unfortunate, but I don't know. Like, I don't get why not. Like, it's a bit annoying because
It's unnecessary. Like
yeah.
this happened because of short-term fucking insight by CEOs looking at free tendies instead of actually focusing on how do we keep a sustainable fucking flow of income. This was purely fucking higher ups going, oh, there's just money flowing right now. It's just gonna continue to flow, obviously.
Yep. Obviously, right? And then it didn't. So
I guess we can use that as a good segue then. So there was a Nintendo Direct that was focused on partners, which was our first official reveal of multi-platform Xbox games.
yeah, so I called it. I fucking knew it. I was like, there's no way that we have a partner thing. And then like Microsoft's like, oh, let's just talk about this now, which is interesting, right? Um, but yeah, so shout outs to what was it? It was Pentiment and Grounded that are showing up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there was murmurs that Hi-Fi Rush was supposed to be part of that too, but we didn't see that.
Yeah, which is interesting, and there still is murmurs because there was an update on Hi-Fi Rush that had a Switch themed kind of outfit or something.
Yeah, and I think that I think Limited Run like mentioned something about possibly doing a release for it.
Yeah, but shout out to that. How did you think of that whole direct?
It was kind of one of those things where there was some surprise bangers. Real quick, I mentioned to you before we started the recording, the Blue Rupees curse strikes again. We made a joke a few weeks back about Epic Mickey and getting a new release for that game. One of the games they showed off was a remaster of Epic Mickey 1.
Yeah, I don't. You were
The
telling
only
us,
time our curse failed was getting Def Jam Fight for New York remake.
which is bullshit. I am legitimately still upset that they played us that way.
They fucking knew. They were watching.
Um,
Other
So-
than that, Okay.
I mean, you got something that you've been wanting for a while in the SMT space.
yeah, we'll get to that in a second. I want to savor that. I want to save that for last.
Okay.
Because that once again proves that the NVIDIA leaks were correct, and the last two things we're waiting on are Final Fantasy related, and then those are the only things from the NVIDIA leaks that haven't happened.
Which are again, it
but
was
yes.
FF9
Yeah, FF9 remaster and Final Fantasy Tactics remaster.
remaster, not a remake, remaster.
Correct.
I was thinking about
Uh,
playing FF9 because I when FF7 Rebirth reviews have been going hard. Shouts to y'all.
Oh, the game's looking like a fucking masterpiece.
Shouts to y'all, dude. And I didn't get a chance. Oh, I started thinking. I watched Advent Children in theaters. That was fun.
What'd you think?
That was fun. Horribly mispaced.
Yes.
First half is like dreadfully slow. Second half is like, let's just make the longest action scene of all time.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm a fucking sucker for whenever you're losing a battle and the homies come in and just sweep in and everyone gets their cool little moment. I'm like, yeah, all right, that's cool.
Dude, the whole fight with Bahamut was fucking great.
Yeah. I was gonna play Crisis Core. I booted it up. But I just had kind of a weird weekend, and I was like, I'm like not in the mood for it right now. So,
There.
what I'm thinking of doing is I'm just gonna play through Rebirth because I am in the mood for Rebirth. I'm like, I kind of want to just grind that out and get that. And I think, maybe Rebirth kind of sparks me on that hyper fixation where I'm like, all right, I'm back on the FF7 one. Let me go back. Let me play all the FF7 stuff, and then read the books, and then I'll be ready to go for the final game.
Did you ever at least finally go back and do all this other side shit for 7?
No, because I wasn't gonna fucking cross be a goddamn gold chocobo, dude. That shit really upset me. So I was gonna just watch a playthrough of what's it, Knights of the Round, or see what that was, and then just finish up the game myself because I gotta grind it out. I definitely just I'd run that last part. I fucked myself up by that. That's why I never put it on my beat list. Technically, I haven't beat Final Fantasy 7, but I'm like right there, and I watched it. But I think now that Nier's like approaching the end of it, I'm like, all right, I think my brain's looking for another fix. Get through Rebirth, and maybe, you know what? Let me see how the Zack thing. How did it run through the first time? Let me go see that real quick. And I did play the beginning of it, and I get it. It's cool so far. Zack is a lot different of a character than I expected he was going to be. I thought he is
the shonen anime protagonist.
Yeah, what the fuck? I thought girls were fangirling over him because he was like some cool ass like badass guy. No, he's like Naruto.
Yeah, he is a fucking anime dork.
Yeah. Oh, that's what happened. Is I considered going through and barging remake because I was like, I know there's a new game plus. Could have put it up on easy. I fucked myself because not having the PS4 copy, I can't upload my save.
Oh shit.
So stupid. So fucking lame. That's so annoying.
I thought you had done that already.
No, I don't think it was an option when I had the
shit.
game.
Shit, I got to pee real quick. So explain your frustration and disappointment with that real quick while I go pee.
You plan on playing remake thoroughly, or you plan on playing remake thoroughly? Yeah, part of me did for a while. Now I do not because I just don't have time. But it's okay. I'm in the mood for a lengthy RPG, which is weird to say. If FF7 was not going to come out, I probably would have. This probably would have been my time to play Witcher. Honestly, I don't know why. I'm just into a fantasy style thing right now, and Witcher was very much on the block of like, all right, do I do that game? Unfortunately, not. It was not in the cards today, but maybe sometime soon. I don't know. Let's see. It's my first time through a remake. You barged through a remake. Oh no, that's unfortunate. I feel for you on that, man. That sucks. I was like, I'm gonna barge through, but I played it way back when, whatever. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. There's David. At least he pees fast. I thought Kells was barging for a replay. Kells is barging his first playthrough of it, which sucks.
Oh man. Yeah, remake is one that I mean, to be fair, remake you don't miss much necessarily by barging through. It's a very bloated game compared to 7 original, and I feel like the worthwhile newer content really isn't until the last 3 chapters, anyways. But everything I've seen, I looked through some spoiler threads. I'm so fucking stoked.
Okay, so it's got the seal of approval. Okay.
It's got the seal of approval. It's also double the length from what everyone has been talking about. Some people have said that their slower playthroughs have been like 70 hours. Some people said it's taken them like 110 hours to get the platinum. It's a beefy fucking boy of a game.
I was telling him that. You know what though? I was telling Cousin, I was like, I'm in a mood for a beefier game. And if it wasn't for FF7 right now, I probably would have played through Witcher. Like I don't know why. I'm just kind of like it was actually that's why I talked about it. I was like this close to playing Yakuza right now. But I got time. April 8 chat. What up? Not too bad tonight. Anyway, all right, Partner Direct.
Yeah, so Partner Direct. Shout outs to the Battlefront Classic Collection. That's fucking wild.
That's cool. It needs to not be full price though. I think they mentioned that they were gonna try to not make it full price or something like that, but it showed up at full price right now, which is a lot. Something like that.
You know, the only reason I would almost be okay with it being at least a full price $60 game is it is going to be the first time that consoles get access to all the features. It's still going to be an updated version, and it's full 64-player multiplayer. Like I'm fucking down for it. Let's fucking go. I would gladly go back and spend all that time in there, 100%.
That's fair. I'll take that.
Aside from that, though, let's see. I'm scrolling through the list now. Yeah, I don't really see anything else worth mentioning aside from one big fucking boy announcement. One of the last holdouts from the Nvidia leaks. It's finally happening. Shin Megami Tensei 5 is getting an updated version. Shin Megami Tensei 5 V for Vengeance. We got a brand new waifu route, as we tend to get in a lot of these updated versions of SMT games. And the game is looking fucking good. I will say, as someone that did drop 110 hours into SMT5 on Switch, doing the true neutral route storyline in that game, I look forward to dropping another 110 hours in that game when it launches. At a good frame rate, that's not fucking 10. I like a lot of the updated demon designs.
It sucks that there's no New Game Plus, though. I'm sorry. That sucks.
I would never expect it.
I mean, it just.
Sadness,
no,
I
no.
would never
Well, what's
expect
the
it.
way you can import? Isn't like now you got to import. You only get like 3 or something like that. I thought I read.
Yeah, that's the par for the course for Atlas. Is
That's so.
sometimes if you're lucky, a newer version will let you like carry over a small portion of your prior stuff.
That's so silly. Um. Anyway, but I'm glad you got that. I was thinking. I was like, oh, you've been waiting for that kind of.
100%. Now that it's coming out to consoles that actually have heft to their fucking power, fucking get it. Straight. Really, that was one of my.
You all right, David?
Yep. Can you still see me?
Nope.
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me at least? All right. Well, now can you see me?
I can hear you and see you.
I think I shook the table so hard that it shook the fucking USB loose for a second.
Good for you.
But yeah, no, 100%. SMT5 does have some pacing problems with the story, and kudos to the producer for the game. During the Japanese direct follow-up, he basically admitted that they ran out of time. The studio basically were like, no, you need to release this now. We don't care what state it's in. And so this is basically their director's cut. They're like, this is everything we were trying to get the game to be, and we weren't given the time to finish the game for. So shout out to him being fucking honest and being like, if we were able to make a fully finished game, this is what it was meant to be. So I'm glad we're getting it. 100%. My gripes with the frame rates and some of the pacing issues aside, SMT5 from a gameplay perspective is genuinely the best the fucking franchise has ever been. The changes to combat just add an interesting dynamic flow. There's a lot of just fun creativity and team building. It's an all-around just really fantastic evolution to the SMT formula. If you've been curious about mainline SMT, I'd highly suggest using Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance as your entry points. Knowing that it's just going to be building on top of what was there before and basically making it what they wanted it to be from the beginning. Fucking 100% go for it.
Nice. Kel's or yeah, no, not Kel's. Peroni in chat. Let's see, scrolling. Dude, Epic Mickey's. I'm so excited. We mentioned that. Hell yeah. Mother 3. Oh, we forgot about that. Mother 3 is finally coming out. You guys all want it. Only in Japan.
Only in Japan. To which Reggie and the original creator of Mother were like, don't bother us. We have no control over it anymore.
Which, what the fuck was his reasoning before that, though? Like, I think they mentioned that it was because they just felt like thematically there were some things that they were like, yeah, we don't feel.
I think there's always been like this weird thing with Nintendo of America and Nintendo of Japan disagreeing on audience desire for it.
Right. I guess.
And it's so fucking wild to me. Like that, it has one of the most downloaded fan patches for English translations. Like the Earthbound is such a beloved and renowned game that one of the most successful indie games of all time is basically a love letter to it. Undertale.
Yep.
Like it's just fucking wild to me that still to this day Nintendo hasn't just bitten the bullet and was like, all right, here you go, fucking on Switch. Here you go. Here, have an HD port of it. Just fucking, it's the same game on Switch, just in English. Enjoy. Fucking wild to me. I guarantee you, you go ahead and you say, hey, even better, if you want it to be scummy corporate Nintendo, which we'll get into in a second, because Nintendo loves being scummy corporate Nintendo. If you said, hey, the fans have been begging for this, we're going to give the fans what they want. The only way you can play officially released by Nintendo English version Mother 3, pay for the Switch Online version that comes with Game Boy Advance. There you go. You guys want it? Bam. There you go. We have the second highest selling console of all time. If you want to show that you actually care about Mother 3, here you go. Buy the fucking monthly subscription service that gives you GBA game access. Watch those fucking numbers go up for that.
Yeah.
Speaking of shitty Nintendo being a shitty cuck of a company.
Before we get there, we have a couple things there. Let's see. Surprised Hyper Rush didn't show up despite the PlayStation announcement not too long ago. Yeah, we mentioned that. Gotta held off on one dive into SMT5 on release at Kels. I agree on that. I'm glad I got the thing I got because it still need to have the backpack edition thing.
Yes.
Which still I think is still valued pretty well. But I'm gonna also want to play that because I wanted to play it at launch. But I was like, bad timing.
I'm so excited for you to try fucking mainline SMT.
I got a lot of things to do.
I want it. I want it to happen so bad.
By the way, how off my roster for 6 pack to show y'all who I decided to keep my roster and show y'all my newcomers next time. I didn't keep it all together at once. We had a lot of news here anyway, but we'll be down for a giant talk on that. And then I'm really.
Would we want to try to get Crazy Pepperoni on like the podcast proper for that discussion?
Up to him,
buddy. Would you be up for that? Let us know. I know there's a delay, so
just leaves. But yeah, I think that's that. Oh yeah, is Dave, were you gonna say something now? Now that you were upset with Nintendo?
Yeah. So the news article I forgot to put in the chat, but I certainly wasn't gonna forget as soon as I remembered. Nintendo is suing the developers of the Yuzu emulator.
Which I don't think there's any basis off of it, really.
It's been proven in court in the U.S. legal system multiple times, thanks Sony, that emulation is legal.
So
however,
it's not. Yeah, so I think you're gonna say what this whole thing is.
Yeah. However, what Nintendo is claiming is that technically the way Yuzu is designed is it circumvents their DRM directly. And because of that, they're using a lot of loaded language to basically say, hey, because of that, it's causing damages to us, and now they owe us for every bit of piracy that's ever happened because of their emulator existing.
Right.
Get fucked. You absolute cuck of an organization.
Right. I don't think it's gonna go well. I think it's a scare tactic, so they should hold their ground.
I truly hope Yuzu holds their ground. I will certainly be donating to any fund if they open up a GoFundMe or anything for legal fees.
What was it? I was reading on Reddit. There was it's like EF something or something. I don't know. Or that fights on that behalf.
Electronic Frontier Foundation.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that might be the one to go for.
Yeah. But yeah, fucking absolutely ridiculous. Again, like you said, it's 100% a scare tactic because they've gotten ballsy. They got Team Executor, and also fuck them for going off after that 50-year-old dude who was just fucking running a little bit of an emulation site. Dude is going to die poor and homeless because of fucking Nintendo. Fuck them for that.
Never forget.
Never fucking forget.
So
yeah, this is more just shitty corporations being shitty corporations. You know what? Again, fucking take a page out of Valve. Valve is the gold standard for
the Black Mesa story is super dope.
To support Black Mesa story is super dope. The fact that they advertise and continuously push other fan-made projects. The only time Valve ever steps in and says, we got to tell you to stop, is when people start using their assets directly and selling those assets.
Right.
It's the only time Valve ever steps in. And it's kind of one of those disgusting things where it's like, how fucking hard is that? Like, why is it it's only the PC community that fucking gets it? I don't understand.
I don't get it. Well, also, you know what I do think I get is because it's so possible on there that if you fought it against it, people would just hit you harder.
But I don't know. It's also a weird generational thing. I was actually talking with my boss at this today at work. Of there's like this weird divide all of a sudden, where like you have the boomers who are the super no fucking you pirate you go to jail kind of types. Then you have our generation, who's like fucking Kazaa all the way, Napster all the way, LimeWire all the way. Like we raise that pirate flag and we're proud and we don't give a shit. And then immediately after, with Gen Z and a little bit with Gen Alpha for the older of Gen Alpha, we're seeing this weird dichotomy where it's like the one thing they agree with boomers on, where they're like, no, piracy's bad. That's illegal. Don't ever support piracy. It's like, fucking, what is wrong with you? Why do you have corporate dicks so far in your fucking mouth where you're like, oh, it's okay that they're gonna permanently just decide that all this hard work that these companies make just disappears into the aether. I know I'm paying this monthly subscription to this service and anything on here could disappear. Even if it's your own fucking produced content, just disappears on a whim because, I don't know. Or like what you and I were talking about even before the podcast started with fucking Audible, where, yeah, you bought this thing, but it just goes away.
Right.
Like, why would you ever be in a mindset where you have so much information at your fucking fingertips in the easiest way possible to digest, and you're like, no, I'm going to trust the corporate overlords to have the one thing you weirdly trust corporate overlords to have your back on is that things will always be accessible. What does it matter?
Yeah.
I don't absolutely fucking understand that at all.
Yeah, it's annoying. I mean, keep remembering what downloader it is that takes the Audible books. I'm blanking on it. David, what else is on our docket?
What else is on our docket? Well, we had, continuing with the vaguely Nintendo theme, today we had a Pokemon showcase.
Yeah, I'm assuming people weren't bitching about it. Like, they might, it's so funny every year where people are like, I can't believe I woke up for this thing, which is funny to me. I don't know. I'm as an adult with a career now, I'm like, oh, I'm already up. Fuck it. I guess I'll just watch it. It's fine. So I was listening to it on the way to work. I mean, it was like half of it was just the dumb, here's a cool Pokemon move in this thing.
90% of it I didn't give a fuck about until the very end.
Right.
The second we got to the very end, I popped off.
That's all you need to know, April Bernie. Sorry if I'm sneezy. The wind is fucked up outside right now, so even with the Claritin, my allergies are popping off today.
Hell yeah.
So we might not be on too long because yeah, I am sniffling. I don't want you guys to hear all that. But yeah, no, it was which I was thinking about right before the thing started. I'm like, we should be hearing about the other Legends game, right? And lo and behold,
Yeah.
Here you go. I'm gonna blow my nose. David, talk about that.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because the thing that a lot of the Pokemon community was expecting was Gen 5 remake, and we didn't get that. So it's kind of wild that we're going right into it. So, fucking... audio back. Sorry about that, chat. Got so excited that I once again slammed my device off. But yeah, so like I was saying, what we were expecting, a lot of people in the Pokemon community was expecting, is that we were going to go ahead and get Gen 5 remake. We did not, in fact, get that. What we got was fucking Legends 2, but specifically Legends 2 for the Lost Pokemon Z game, which is wild. So I don't know what you know of the deep lore of Pokemon Z, Adrian.
No, I've heard very surface level. So go off.
All right. So I think it was 2017 was the 1 year we did not get a Pokemon release. And it coincided with when we were supposed to get Pokemon Z, the follow-up third entry title for X and Y. And for whatever reason, it just didn't happen. And interestingly, it was supposed to follow along with Pokemon Zygarde. And a lot of the story content for it just ended up getting shoved into Pokemon Sun and Moon. Right. So, weird that happened. But now here we go. We have Pokemon Legends 2. And not only that, it confirms a few interesting things. The way that the title is written is Z2A, or technically I think it's meant to be Zeta to Lambda. So we know that it's all going to be set within Lumino City, which is where Pokemon X and Y takes place. We also know that Mega Evolutions are coming back, which is fucking wild.
You know
it
what
also makes sense why they're...
So when people said Megas are back, just I know, like I knew what it was, but like a deep part of me just me, I saw Megas and I'm like, Megas XLR is back. It would have been great.
Oh my fuck, that would be amazing.
Would have been great.
I would fucking riot if we got Megas XLR back.
Part of me, dude. Multiverses, bring them back. It could be amazing.
Oh,
dude, you would. I'd buy every fucking costume. I'd become a whale for Multiverses if fucking Coop came in with
my god, Coop. Coop, give us fucking Jamie as a commentator or something.
There's not many things. I'm broken record about this. Not many things pop me off. You know, Banjo got me. Herald of Darkness during Game Awards got me. Not many things get me going there. I mean, if I saw like Beautiful Joe in Smash, fuck yeah. But you know what? Give me a trailer showing Coop showing up there. Oh, dude.
Oh,
dude, we're going. Jamie showing up there.
That would be fucking wild.
Kiva. Oh my god. We're in, dude.
I started showing that to Leah recently, and had some fun with it. But it is one of those things where I feel like on some level you almost had to be there for some of it. But
yeah.
No.
Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. So Mega Evolutions are back.
So we're getting Mega Evolutions back, and it's kind of one of those things where, because of the way that the Z is stylized, it's obviously hinting that we're finally getting a lot of the lost story for Zygarde that we were originally meant to get with Pokemon Z. So that leads us to the last thing, which I think is also the most interesting telltale. And if anyone was doubting this was the case, this basically confirms. The last part of the trailer says, worldwide dual release in 2025. At this point, what else could dual release mean?
I think it said, if you read it, it says for Nintendo Switch systems. I think on the description as well.
Switch 2, let's go.
Yeah, so Switch 2, what was it that the guy that's been leaking things said that it was gonna happen this year. It was
supposed to, but it got pushed back to Q1 next year.
And I forget they said the reason why, and I think it was to combat scalpers, I believe, or something like that.
Probably.
So they wanted to have enough people.
Basically making sure they have enough for launch that everyone gets one. Which would be ideal, because look at the shit that happened with Xbox and PlayStation this gen.
See, yeah,
you would think first year, like, no one had one.
And you would think surface level, like, whatever, they sold their console, but the problem is you're not getting people using those systems, though, right? So
exactly, if scalpers are sitting on them, you're not getting your actual profit, which is software sales.
Right, but if you have enough for everyone and scalpers are deterred by it, then you're good. So, good call. I you know what? I wish that things followed more like the Steam Deck and Playdate model. Because that was fun. Lock in your pre-order. You're done. You're good. Don't worry about it. You're locked in. Yeah, the further out the window might be, you'll miss out a little bit. But you know what? If you're locked in, it feels good, right? It doesn't feel like you have to like.
It's a weight off your mind. You know it's coming eventually. It's just it might take a little bit.
You have to Hawkeye like a bunch of websites. Hope that you get in before the bots get in there. So yeah.
Or do what I did and get lucky and have a friend that somehow got shipped 2 of them. Rest in peace, Score the Movie God.
And they get lucky because they had a friend that purchased it to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell my students that story all the time because I was like, yeah, no, whatever. They're like, especially when it was like hard to get a PS5. So I was like, yeah, I just bought 5 of them. Like what? Yeah, like, yeah. Okay, that's what I like to do. I like to, cause I don't know, for every reason I just have extremely good luck, knock on wood, on console releases. So whenever those thing happens, I got the homies.
Now, this does lead to one other interesting thing that the Pokemon community has been talking about.
Okay.
It leaves an empty slot for this holiday season.
Okay.
Which would only be the second time since the release of Pokemon that we've had an empty holiday slot, which ironically was because of Pokemon Z. And a lot of people are wondering if it's either because Pokemon Company genuinely at this point has taken to heart that they need to slow the fuck down on their development cycles, or if it's because they're basically waiting until right before holiday season to announce whatever the other Pokemon game is going to be. But I think it would be kind of weird to announce Pokemon Legends a year out and right before releasing the holiday one, announce the holiday one. You know what I mean?
Right. Oops. Sorry. Yeah. I feel like I would like for these people to start chilling on some of their releases. Call of Duty, Pokemon specifically. Hard to when they're on the top of they just make so much fucking money, right? But
yeah. Like Pokemon again, literally the highest grossing media franchise in the entire world. Literally no other franchise tops it. No excuse for the state we get some of the games in.
Right. I would hope that they took it to heart. They don't want their franchise to look bad because it did get spammed. Like Twitter was like roasting the fuck out of that game for a while. You wouldn't want that.
From the whole Dexit situation with Sword and Shield to the shitty fucking remakes that were Diamond and Pearl, and then the joke of a fucking launch state that Scarlet and Violet launched in.
Right. And there it may not seem possible to tank Pokemon, and it's like almost impossible, right? But like,
yeah,
you don't want to chance it, and you're doing that exact thing by really making a terrible game like that.
And the cruel irony is, like, I'm starting to get that itch again because I bought the Scarlet and Violet double pack when those games first launched. Because I was like, oh, this will be the perfect opportunity.
I have an itch to play Pokemon as well. There's sometimes like I kind of want to play an RPG, but like also I don't want to go too crazy with it. Just give me something simple, but working, please.
Yeah. I'm hoping that now with how much the game has been patched, that maybe it's worth going to. But also, 7 Rebirth is in 2 days, so I doubt I'm gonna be playing anything other than that. I'm so pissed. I took Friday off. I went to my boss and I'm like, hey, I'm fucking taking Friday off. He's like, why? I'm like, Final Fantasy Rebirth is coming out. I'm not fucking being here. He's like, fair play. But Amazon just sent me an update.
Dude,
I specifically took Friday off because I'm like, oh, it comes out Thursday. So I'm going to take Friday off knowing that it'll arrive sometime Thursday. It'll take, sometimes deliveries don't happen until like 5 o'clock here. So it'll take all evening to install the games. It's still 2 days.
Absolutely do not trust Amazon with release date delivery.
No, usually I can. This is the one time I have always gotten release date delivery. until this one time where Amazon sent me an email saying, yeah, your delivery is going to be a little bit late. Where I'm like, motherfucker, I took the day off. I took the day off so I could fucking play this game. How dare you again?
Why are you doing that? You know what it's doing.
I am excitable, and also, if I remember correctly, yeah, these beers are 9% by volume, and I downed all of them.
Yeah,
So
you
I am pretty fucking toasted
you're,
right
you're
now.
not excited about this.
Oh, I'm fucking excited. Don't you tell me what I am.
You're excited to not have FF7 on release day?
I mean, I'm excitable. It's the same word, just in a different tense.
Shut up, David.
Don't you fucking tell me.
So, yeah, so you're fucked.
Yeah, so there's a high probability I don't get the game until like 5 o'clock anyways. And then I took Friday off for fucking nothing.
Well, David, on a scale like 1 to 10, how like dire, how much are you willing to like go for FF7 on release day that you're like, I need it on release day?
If it wasn't for the fact that I really want the deluxe edition because I want the soundtrack, I would be going to Walmart. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
And that's the only reason why. If I wasn't committed to getting the soundtrack disc with it, I'd just say fuck it and I'd go to Walmart in the morning and grab it.
Sure, as I say, just do that.
Yeah. That's what I would do. But because I do want that soundtrack, I'm like, no, I gotta wait until it arrives.
Yep. Congratulations.
I played myself.
You did. I'm surprised you actually trusted that. I would not. In fact,
I
had it downloaded.
literally never had issues with it.
I actually had
This is the first time, the one time I take time off.
Dude, I actually, whoops. What the fuck is this? Sorry, I'm now, you just, I don't know why you got me really paranoid, so I'm also like now I'm
Double
downloading
checking
my
ears.
No, I'm downloading my Audible books.
Hmm.
So no, I had it down, or I had it pre-ordered on Amazon, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I canceled it like a couple days later, and I just went to GameStop last week and just put a pre-order in. I don't trust that shit. Absolutely not. What the fuck?
Again, it's one of those dumb things where I always have had good luck with it. This is the first time in the years I've had Amazon, more than I care to admit to, that I've had Amazon, where it's not arriving day one. And so I'm like, this is fucking dumb. I took the day off. I should have just took Monday off. I should have took Monday. That's what I should have done. But it's fine. Worst case scenario, the game doesn't arrive, whatever. Just means that I work on home server stuff. I do genuinely hope. Well, one of the things I've been wanting to do. So shout outs and a little bit of a plug. My partner and I also do another podcast called Pocket Trainwreck. We've been trying to get that back on track. We've pre-recorded 2 episodes. We're getting... Hell yeah. That's part of the reason why I went with the name. We have pre-recorded 2 episodes for that. But we're also working on the next 2 episodes for it. And Sayonara Wild Hearts is one of the episodes we're going to be recording for that. I really want to sit down and play that with her.
Did you tell her you're doing the thing that I said, though?
What did you say?
Let her play it and you watch.
Yes, that is the goal. Is that she will play and I will just watch. We don't often do games. In fact, I think the only other game we've really done is the House in Fata Morgana, in which we got 3 episodes out of that because of how long it took us to go through that. That was a fun and wild journey. Never did I think I was ever closer to becoming single than having her play through that game.
What game, sorry, again?
The House in Fata Morgana.
Oh, okay. How the fuck do you guys play it together?
I think it's a masterpiece, and I thought
No,
it would
I get
be a
that, but how the fuck?
storyline.
Wait, she played on her own, or you played together?
She played it, and I watched her go through it because it would also serve as a refresher for me
Okay,
of a
I'll
lot of the
say visual
events.
novel playing together sounds fucking atrocious. Cause like, I just
No,
don't, I
it
don't
was she
know.
played, and I just kind of look up and be like, okay, yeah, we're at this part.
Okay, that's different because it's like reading speeds. You never know how to manage a reading speed if you're both reading in your head. So like whenever we get to like the reading parts of near, we have a I
Yeah.
guess we have a similar reading speed because she hasn't complained about it when I read through and she seemed like she got the details. So I'm like cool. Um, yeah, that was a game that I've been eyeballing playing like a little lately too.
I I really
I know you really
I'm
want me to
keeping
play
that one
all
in my
these
back
500,000 hour games, David. I get it. And I want you to play Red Dead
I'm
2. You never
keeping that
will.
one in my back pocket because I still, having re-gone through that game, I still think the game is a masterpiece. However, I do think that it does get a little repetitive at points now that I've re-gone through it and I'm looking at it with a second set of eyes on it. But beyond its repetitive nature, with some of the dialogue, I do think that the game is phenomenal. And again, it was the first visual novel after Doki Doki Literature Club that got me to take visual novels seriously. So it is one I highly recommend to folks. Maybe one day it'll happen for Blue Rupees and slash Games Gone By. It's not one I'm wanting to pull the trigger on just yet. I'm kind of keeping that in the back pocket because even though I know you will enjoy this story and you'll find it a wild fucking ride, it's one of those things that I feel like we have to have the timing just right for it.
Okay. Also, something I just bought that I forgot. I got No Man's Sky on Steam Deck. Why? I don't know. Seems like a
Hell
Steam
yeah.
Deck game for me. I I don't know why. I'm hoping that gets me to boot that game up because I would like to.
It makes sense because getting it for PC, one, when you're sitting down to just enjoy a game for an extended period, you have your big beefy rig to play big beefy game version of, and then when you're not at big beefy rig PC, then you can just enjoy it on the go.
And it seems like one of those games that kind of wanted to just like zone out a little bit too, right? Like you know what? I'm gonna spend a half an hour just cruising, doing whatever. I don't want to do that on my PC. That's like I'm in bed doing that, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. Uh, David, anything else we got?
I think that. Epic Games! Shout out to Epic Games for getting pwned.
Uh oh.
Fucking absolute hilarious.
I've not heard someone use the word pwned in a long time.
It comes out because of work. But yeah, no, Epic Games. I don't think there's been any official confirmation from them directly, but a well-known Russian hacking group has basically announced that they have hit them with crypto and are holding them ransom currently.
Huh.
So shout out to Epic.
Nice.
Remember, Linux users are the problem. That's why we have to have DRM that is root level on your fucking computer, is because Linux users are cheaters and will hack your games.
Hell yeah.
Remember that.
I will remember that. In an effort to not be sneezy on camera, I think we'll wrap there. I think we covered everything, right?
Yeah, that was the last thing to kind of go over there.
Nice. Yeah, I think we'll wrap there. Stay tuned next week. I believe next week we'll have some news on stuff. David, stick on for the podcast. But yeah, we'll have some news for stuff on next week. But XXX, there you go. Everyone in the chat, thanks for hanging out. Okay, and person, I think I'll be able to speak. If you can't, you can't. No pressure. Don't worry about it. But if you want to, you're welcome to. On that note, I know David's on camera, but you guys, everyone in the stream, there he is. Have a good night.
Sorry, I apparently kicked my monitor off, and I'm trying to figure out where the source of it being off is.
That's the way the podcast ended for that. All right, stream.
Hell yeah.
You guys take care. You guys have a good night. David stoked. You must understand, Adrian. Yeah, I'm sure he's very stoked. Adios.